we can either use at the end of the year, we can take up to $250,000, $220,000 to put back in, so that we don't have to go to the taxpayers and get it. We used to go to the taxpayers and put X amount into our own fund. Now the state allows us to ask the taxpayers, put it on a warrant article, so that we can actually take whatever unanticipated revenue came in, we can take that amount and use that, and because we already have it in the purse, and utilize that instead of going out and gaining taxes and then doing it that way. So I think that's what you're referring to, right? Could be totally wrong, John.
I think you summarized it correctly in that
But it's just
there is
for
this
building.
other fund that could.
It's not for special ed, it's just for building and maintenance and catastrophic things only. It's not anything. Anything, okay.
Yeah, my understanding, you could do it for anything as long as you made an appropriate case to the state powers that be. So I guess my comment then, following on the question, is that fund is a possible source come March, as opposed to asking for a very large sum for the voters to replenish that special education fund.
I would have to defer and confer with Kelly. I'm not sure we can take, I hear what you're saying, John, take something out of the 2.5 and transfer that to the special ed to replenish that account?
No, not necessarily that, but if there's a concern that the special education reserve fund would only have $100,000 starting next school year,
Right.
and that there'd be concern that that wasn't enough if another major out-of-placement thing came
Sure.
up.
Could we pull that 2.5 money to subsidize? Yes.
Once we knew that the need was there, as opposed to proactively in March saying, hey, we really better build this special education fund up. We're not quite sure if and when we're going to need it, so let's ask the voters for X amount of dollars. I'm not trying to make the decision for you, but that would be part of the decision process, I would think, is how much are we going to ask for in March to replenish that fund, and knowing that the district has this roughly $225,000 emergency fund available would make me more comfortable in asking for the voters for a lower amount to replenish that fund come March.
Exactly, and that's why I think you heard me say, Kelly and I have been talking about what that's going to look like moving forward, but we don't know that until we get there.
Thank you.
I guess we'll go into non-public, and then we'll make one vote on that. We could do it, yeah. Yeah.
We're going to do October 1 numbers. The next board meeting, we'll have our state Smarter Balance and SAT results. I'm going to put that we review board goals. Even though we're doing strategic planning for the district, I like to bring back the board goals and have us take a look at those. And then anything else that folks on the board may feel we need to put up. We know we have some policy things that potentially are coming back. We have a student rep.
Sean?
For the next meeting, could we do the Smarter Balanced, and then in the following month, it would be good, I think, if we could go through our SAT and AP tests, and I'm just using that because the SAT data, I have some preliminary, but I have much more on the Smarter Balance right now.
We can do it.
And the other thing, if possible, not for the October, but the November, when we look at the outing club trip, and Mr. Coverdale's always been very willing to come and speak to this, but it's always passed quite easily. And I've asked him if he's interested in coming and just presenting to the school board on the positiveness of the trip. And if we did that not in October, but November, we would have been able to have one trip already. So I'm just asking.
Sure, put them on for presentation.
Thank you.
Have we had a technology update recently?
We had a couple of them last year, but we could always bring someone back in as we move through the school year. Is there something specific?
No, just overall, how we doing? Are we current? What sort of risks do we run going forward as to how much investments we're going to have to make in order to stay current?
Yep.
Okay.
I'd also like to hear about like the new programs, the keyboarding without tears and stuff. Would be nice to see how that's working out. Yes, we start now because it's my understanding we found that they were struggling on the tests because it was too much typing. So now we're starting in kindergarten teaching them to type. Jody could talk about that.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, that's what we could probably cover next week, and next month, in the smarter balance. It kind of
Sure.
relates too, right?
Yep.
That'd be great, thank you. Now we go on, we need to take a motion to go on.
Okay, we'll start
Russ.
with a roll call.
Do you need to know that that administration would like a non-public too, or is that all included?
No,
This one should.
you need to go, want to go into non-public? or you-
Yes, please.
Oh, okay, so the administration would like to go into non-public.
Yes.
Okay.
I motion-
Would you like to?
The
you could do
special
a roll call
education
vote,
fund.
so.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to go into non-public regarding this special education fund transfer.
Motion made by Heather.
91A, colon 32C.
Do you want to do the administration first, and then?
We can.
special
We're gonna
ed?
go under
Get
two.
out.
We're gonna go under administration, which would be, say, 1C.
Yep.
So I have a second.
Yes, C.
Second, April, and then I need a roll call vote, and I'll start with,
Yes.
okay. Paul? Brian?
Aye.
Heather?
Yep. Heather.
Sean, yes. Okay.
We can go right here.
So we're going to do the
Administration.
We'll do administration